Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. Let's get started on... Geez, I guess we have another platinum ticket lying around? Yeah, looks that way. Okay, well... the gold one expires sooner, right? We'll use that. In case I don't play again for another 2 weeks, haha. Although I guess in that case I'd still rather have used the red one, platinum one. Stronger Stark, never heard of this person. Base plus 5. Obviously a lot of blue here. There's like 2 double blue units you want, and then grenade mech to help you tech back down when you're done spending all that blue if you want. So, as player 1, I think we're like going high econ blue, and I have a slight advantage in getting out the first Odin, I think. And I should be able to slam down grid right after that, right? And after that, I don't know, I guess we'll have to see how it goes. But that's the basic plan. Right? Wait, green? You can't comet me. There's no way that's gonna work. If he tries, I think... I don't know if I should get a grid or an Odin first, but... I think Odin because it'll hit in time. Like, I can just get both. Right, Odin to start like murdering his engineers and then grid to soak it all up. Green just doesn't make any sense to me here. I don't think. Like it's natural and you can't build a blast forge, but I think I'd rather just not build any tech at all on that turn. Yeah, fine. Kill an engineer, see if I care. Yeah, and then I can get a grid, just holding back. It might actually be a little too early for a grid, actually. Okay, he's gonna get a grid first. Sure. It seems a bit early, doesn't it? But it gives me time to do something interesting. What could I do that would be interesting against this? I think I just want, like, a grenade mech. Even though I'm not going to use the grenades, they provide some threat, like 4, 8, 9, 12. And he can't get an Odin anyway, right? Yeah, I'm going to wait a turn on the grid. And like next turn, because he's not really attacking me yet, right? I don't want to waste grid lifespan turns when I'm being attacked for 1. How much did it cost? 1 for this click, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm building a grid now so that I can click my grenade mech to tech down in a hurry. It just makes it like a little bit harder for him to get the Odin and so on. Something like this. And now I can like splitter Animus, or maybe another grenade mech Animus. I'm not spending the pixies yet, but I threaten to, which should make his life somewhat difficult. I'll be thrilled if he clicks his pixies now, if they're not getting value at the moment. He's not so far behind. Well, he is, because he can't buy the Odin. He just doesn't have enough drones, and he's not floating gold to get it, so... Yeah, he's spending 3 pixies to kill an engineer. I'm pretty happy with that. It would maybe be nice to get... a conduit? Maybe that's better. Like, get some drones first. Why not? Drones are good. I'm a little bit over-teched if, like, I build an Animus and then I have to find a way to spend... Well, am I? Hang on. If I do this, I have 18 bucks. That Splitter is 12. 2 Tarsiers is 18, right? That fits actually pretty well. And the grid is droning for me anyway. And we're about to get over his absorb barrier, so I don't think I want to be droning. I think I want attackers. Yeah, my grid was a bit early, but it is like protecting me from this Odin. Now, obviously we're not really clicking the Odin here, but I just want to make sure that we're defended in case... Like, I don't want to lose either of these on defense, right? Which means I need 2 walls. Tarsier, Tarsier. Why did I think 2 splitters was going to work? Mystery. Oh, hang on. Let's click all these, since we're over the absorb barrier now. And if I click the Odin as well... He has to lose a splitter, which is nice. His access to green is going to be pretty useful for him, of course. Oh yeah, Tarsier, Tarsier, Splitter, Splitter. I was thinking Splitter... Double splitter cost 10. So no, I thought I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking that was wrong. The funny thing is, I'm actually no longer over the absorb barrier. So... Ooh. What's happening? Help! I'm like not doing well at all at the moment. Clicking this Odin... Oh, I guess he's teching... Yeah, I guess that's fair. He's... I probably don't want this Immolite. I probably would rather do this and build an engineer. Yeah, I have too much tech now. It's time to get rid of some of it. $1 for 3 attack right away is much better than $3 for like 1 attack and then a pass and then 1 attack and then a pass. And I don't need the tech that... Well, I need walls. Yikes. Maybe these Tarsiers were too slow. Wow, that's so ambitious. Oh gosh, I have the show info panel thing turned on. I was playing an event game today. Oh, thank God, he's finally like got no pixies killing me, huh? So I can just build a wall. I'd like to be able to build some more walls next turn though, so I don't mind double blast forging up here. Replace my steel splitters if that doesn't work out or whatever. Anyway, I was playing an event game. Oh, hang on. Can I do something funny here? This lets him keep just an engineer. This lets him keep just a force field. So this is better. It'll cost him a little granularity. He's building an engineer, so like he'll be perfectly granular anyway, but I'd rather he have force field NG than have... Wait, what? If I do this, he keeps 2 health alive. That's force field, and then he has an NG, and that's all he has is force field NG. If I click this, he has NG alive. I'd rather he have fewer NGs, and I have a pixie, compared to giving him force fields. And I don't know. I can't say the words, but it makes sense. Believe me. This Immolite is probably fine. Oof, all those grenade mechs were really brutal. Now that like we sort of weathered the storm on that one. Yeah, clicking Odin kills wall? Doesn't seem that great. Trading his splitter for my wall. Because he's not actually over the absorb barrier. Are you kidding me? You're not going to have very many NGs, I don't think. It is the turn his defense grid is dying, so he gets some defensive tempo in that way. Anyway, I'm glad he clicked the Odin. We're over the absorb barrier, so I'm going to do this. Probably should do this to make him lose the Rhino. And I'll just wall up again. Replace the splitter. Immolites and an Engie. If this Immolite is killing an engineer even once, it's like doing an amazing job because of his comet. So we want attack, not defense right now. What if I could make a grenade mech instead and still somehow defend? This does it, right? This does it too, except it offers him a Gambit of absorbing onto Rhino, which I think he would take. Well, it kills his defense grid. That's a lot of health. But it kills my defense grid, right? So, yeah, I think he would take it. So I need to just do this. I'm going to want more walls next turn, though, right? If he can actually follow through on this Antima threat. Although, can he? It's a little hard to believe. Maybe I don't need that many walls. I think it's worth it to build the grenade mech to get out 4 more damage next turn instead of 1, which I would be getting with the Nitrocide. And if he clicks his Odin, then he'll be out of Odin clicks and he won't have one the next turn. I haven't even looked at this guy's badges yet. Master, Kickstarter, Trick Shot. Okay. Alright, so he gets to absorb onto the Odin, but he's losing a splitter. So... Although, I don't have any Blast Forges, so, you know, maybe I can't actually attack with all my splitters. Okay, this way he gets to keep the splitter as well. If he's willing to lose these 2 NGs, which I don't know if he should. So what's happening on this defense here? Hang on. First of all, if I just attack like this, I'm doing no damage. 3 pixies kills nothing. So I should just hang back with these guys. Build a wall. Really want a steel splitter, huh? Because I'm going to lose these. I was hoping I could get my pixies to kill some of his engineers, but actually this is not happening. I mean, I can double Rhino to make sure I still soak on grid without losing Odin, right? No, that doesn't work either. This is the only way to keep Odin alive? Pretty gross. No, is building attackers really worth it right now? Hang on. Hold back the Immolite. Does that help somehow? I don't need this Rhino. Yeah, I do. So I don't have to hold a drone. I get to keep a splitter this way. Right? No. Okay, well this is maybe not such a great idea then. Pretty cool comet, though. Wait. Am I not even keeping my Odin this way? I have to hold back another drone? What happened? Oh, I'm attacking with a splitter for no reason. So assuming we don't... Oh, because clicking it with Odin... I was... Okay. So we're keeping 5 health worth of stuff. And I want to keep 7. It's a well-timed comet, actually. It arrives at exactly the time I don't want a comet to arrive. Right as the defense grid, like right before it dies off. And then my defense grid is gonna... Actually, I should consider losing grid onto Odin here. Because the grid's not gonna do anything next turn. He's just attacking for 3. All it's doing is building me a drone. Yeah, I should lose the grid here. Yeah. And hang on, I do need the wall, but I don't need NGs. I can build drones or something. Where's all my red gone? Spent it on rhinos. Okay. Well, that was an interesting ending. Like, I mean, excuse me. It was an interesting game and a surprising ending. His access to green, I sort of ridiculed him in the beginning for this conduit, but, you know, like, green is never bad. There's force fields, right? And he eventually got a comet, and, like, the force fields helped. It's just, like, being behind on Odin for so long seemed pretty dangerous. And he was ahead on defense grid, which is sort of the opposite of what you want. Okay, so let's examine my build here. This is all pretty normal. This is like the way to rush out Odin, which is what you want to do here. And I believe I was correct to not get defense grid yet. Get out the grenade mech first. Maybe it should have been a splitter, like 2 splitters, honestly. I was worried about the fact that I have like too much blue and I just wanted to turn some of it into pixies. Yeah, maybe that's right. And I built some more splitters, and this Animus, I don't know, seems pretty ambitious. Probably a conduit would have been better. As like, yes, I want some more tech, but maybe not that much tech, thank you very much. Like, blue is going to be producing plenty of attack. I don't need red for attack, right? What I need is green to give me the occasional force field or the occasional Gauss cannon whenever, like, my tech curve is a little bit awkward. I can splash some green in. So I think a conduit would have been better here. I only managed to build, like, 2 Tarsiers, right? I don't know. I guess at the time I was thinking I did need attack. I didn't realize he'd finally managed to get the Odin, in which case, like, I really should be focused more on defense. And, you know, we blew away all his splitter, or a splitter here, which was worthwhile, making sure to notice that possibility. Since we were over the absorb barrier anyway. And I built these 2 Tarsiers who, like, let's face it, probably Immolites would have been better. Right, if I were doing 2 more damage this turn, his life would be a bit awkward. He'd have to do a tiny bit more on defense, like maybe instead of NG, he'd have to build another force field. He put a lot of pressure on me with like this 3rd grenade mech and clicking the first one. It was an interesting idea. But yeah, as you can see, I immediately started floating red. So this tells me this Animus was wrong. I'm just over-teched. And this is the wrong kind of tech. Should have been green or something. Or maybe more blue. Like, walls are pretty good, I guess. finally got to build an Immolite. But I don't think I survived this one on like a good strategy, right? I just like had sort of slightly better tactics of like finding exploits. I thought that his Antimacomet was a complete joke, but actually it's pretty scary, and that's an example of me applying poor strategy. I thought I could like kill a bunch of Engies, and actually I couldn't. He timed it really well, as I said during the game, to arrive while the grid was dying, so he has a ton more absorb than usual, right? Sort of 10 absorb instead of 6. I did well to finally spot, like, a way to keep a splitter alive. And then B, to actually attack with more stuff. I should have considered building another Immolite instead of these 2 Engies. Like, the actual damage he's going to be threatening me after the Antima turn, he has no Blast Forges, so he can't make his Odin into an attacker. So he only has 4 damage, right? That's it. So really all of these, maybe one of these Engies. How did he manage to attack for less than I thought he was going to, actually? Like, I held back way more stuff than I needed to. Oh, this is because I was trying to keep grid. If I had, well, how do I... If I tried to do this, I still have way more defense than I needed. Ah, but I wanted to keep the splitter as well, right? I wanted to do this. Yes, this was the line I finally found to keep the Odin threat alive. And he accounted for this, because I had made it pretty clear that I would keep 1 Odin and 1 splitter and absorb onto grid. But I realized that the grid isn't actually doing anything on the next turn, right? So why keep it? Do this instead. Wait, was there a way to... There's actually a way to lose no splitters, which also breaches, but I think losing a splitter lets me keep Rhino and Nitrocide, so this is better. Yeah, it breaches a bit more, although it doesn't really matter, the extra damage. So anyway, it was cool to spot this opportunity when he has basically no attack and I have a little attack. And I need to rebuild Steel Splitters, of course, but that's well worth it. And I guess he would just continue pressuring with Grenade Mech clicks would be the idea. Like, he conceded a bit early, I think. We have very similar attack numbers. I don't know, I guess I just built a bunch more. And I'm droning, so I have 2... I didn't build any splitters. I needed this wall. But I didn't need the wall. I was in the middle of realizing that he's only attacking for 3. And I could choose NG onto Rhino, or just 2 Rhinos, and then I could cut this and build a splitter. That would be better, and that's, I think, the turn I would come up with if I'd had more time before he conceded. Well, that was a neat one. Did we ever make it to the top 50? I don't think so. I favorited a replay that I mentioned to you guys on camera at some point, but I never did actually show you. This was, so, you know, if you like, pause the video, decide what you would do here. I should consider, by the way, saying that during, like, my actual matches, but, this looks like a very rushy set to me. Grimbotch Sentinel was kind of my idea, and like, hey, Ossified Drone is a defender. I I think Sentinel ended up being a bit ambitious. This was just against, like, in the casual queue, right? That's why I wasn't on camera. We both went Rushy, and he went even rushier than I expected with just, like, spamming Grimbotches, which made me, like, not be able to spend money on Sentinels ever. I had to spend my green force fielding. But what was kind of funny about this game was, like, it's this super high-pressure situation where we're both, like, losing a lot of health and holding drones, like, really, really early. And then, like, all of our Grimbotches time out, and my Rhinos are sitting there doing nothing. And I just have one permanent attack, and he has, like, 2. And we run out of ossified drones. He runs out of... No, he doesn't run out of Grimbotch supply. But, like, suddenly no one's doing damage to anybody, and we go back to building Tarsiers. As, like, what if Prismata, but everyone started with 4 Tarsiers in addition to their 6 drones? You know, having to build up from nothing again. It was kind of fun. And so you can look at the graphs, and it's like, here's the damage. We both did a bunch, and then we stopped, because some Grimbotches were dying on both sides. And then we went back to doing a bunch of damage, and then we sort of stopped. And then, you know, I outscaled him because Masterbot's not a very good player. Well, Masterbot is a fine player. He's not as good as most humans in Master Tier, but especially against, you know, beginners or people who've just been practicing for a little while. You know, it takes a long time to get good enough to beat Masterbot. But once you're good enough to beat Masterbot and you start, like, beating players, you realize that, like, actually Masterbot was not much of a challenge. And, you know, as I've mentioned, I lose to the bots occasionally, but usually not. Did you guys hear? They're hiring Hatharo as a summer intern this summer. So that's kind of cool. Doing some sort of game design stuff for them. Let's just watch Aiga versus Kalento. Oh, Tia time. Do you really want a Tia with, like, no damage? Against Asteres? Pretty cool Thermite Core. I like Thermite Core. But I guess now is the time to click all the pixies. JX Not. Definitely never played this person. Well, I say definitely, but, like, wouldn't it be embarrassing? You guys can look through the video footage and find out. It would be embarrassing to be wrong. I don't think I am, though. What the heck is this all about? Tatsus don't seem great. Isos and Gauss Cannons should beat some sort of Tatsu Rush. Green is probably good. Like, you have Sentry, you have Plexo. You can maybe one day build a Thunderhead if your opponent doesn't respect things enough. Plexos are going to be garbage against Tatsu, of course. But, you know, if you commit to green, you don't have to commit to Plexo. You can just double Force Field, pretend the Plexos aren't there. Protoplasm's also trash against Tatsu if your opponent can get them. So I'm not sure where we're going here. But I think, like, just natural green into figure something out. Like, we're not going to get to very high econ, right? There's no absorbers in this set. So, like, I think this is a mistake. What are you getting high econ for? Is my question to you, JX Not. And what if I choose not to buy a conduit this turn? Then I'm threatening Tatsus. Which anything high econ should be pretty sad about. Thunderhead is alright against Tatsus, but you can actually just freeze him, right? And it just takes too long to get him, right? Next turn I can drone double Animus and start building Tatsus. He's never going to get the Thunderhead in time, so... This assumes he triple drones. Which he should, right? Unless he's spooked by my not building a conduit. What other lines do I have? I mean, I could build, like, an Animus next turn and if he... I don't know. I think I should just go Tatsu's. This third engineer doesn't seem right. But he's not committed to any tech, right? He could build, like, ISOs behind this. I think I'm gonna keep Tatsu in my range instead of committing to, like, green or red or what. And if he builds 3 drones, I feel like he should be pretty behind against Tatsu. Because he'll be way behind on getting conduits for, like, the Gauss cannons and ISOs or whatever it is he wanted to do. And we can freeze walls way faster than he can build them. So he really just has to go mono green here. But we might, I think, be far enough ahead in attack that that doesn't work either. I'm not sure. Maybe it does. If he hadn't built the third engineer, I would not be going Tatsu, because I think that he would have time to commit to green instead of blue. And I would be losing against green. But after this third engineer, like, isn't he just toast? Or, well, he's either toast or he's, like, doing something but having wasted $2 on an engineer, right? I predict this is going to be a short game one way or another, right? Like, either we break him with the Tatsus, or somehow I don't break him with the Tatsus, and then the game's going to be pretty hopeless for me. Red. Wow. Red is even more vulnerable to Tatsus. I mean, I guess protoplasms, but it's hard to see that working, right? You can freeze the protoplasms and then, like, defend with rhinos or something. And of course he can't even build protoplasms yet. That's just something he's threatening eventually. I think I will just build a third Tatsu here. He's not actually threatening to do any damage to me yet. And then on future turns I can build rhinos. Oh, also we're, like, reaching still. Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty over, right? How does he win? Hard to say. Not like this. I actually, if I want, can just build a fourth Tatsu. I don't have to defend yet. He can breach me for 1, I don't mind. Although, what if I kill the Sentinel and then build a Rhino so that I'm defending? Nitrocybes as, like, sort of later engineers. Seems fine. He might be able to start getting some absorb this turn, like if he builds a wall and a force field and holds the Sentinel or something like that. But that's obviously no way to live. Sure, yeah, Tarsiers. It's gonna be a cold day in hell when you get any value out of those, as he seems to have recognized. He's probably not going to be able to attack with everything, so I don't need to hold the drone to keep my Rhino alive, but, like, might as well. What are these badges, anyway? So, I mean, if I had to guess, a new player, right? I don't know how new exactly, Maybe I shouldn't make estimates on camera because it's very rude if I'm wrong. It's okay to make them in the privacy of your own head, but do I want to kill the Sentinel? Not really. It's just reaching for 7 drones. Oh, more drones? Build a Rhino. Okay. Can you still emote from the screen? No, right? Okay. 4 victories, very good. 7.5. We've actually gotten more, I mean, like, we've gotten smaller rating bumps from wins in the past. So I feel like this is actually a difficult set for me to figure out exactly how to play it. I don't think Tatsus are the right answer. They worked because my opponent gave me an opportunity. But against something a little bit more modest, like just 2 drones on turn 2 without the 3rd NG, or if he had aborted and like tried to put some tech in instead, like drone conduit, I wouldn't go Tatsu. I feel like this is really a green-focused set. I'm not sure, like, the details, but Urban Sentry is probably good. ISO is probably good. Maybe you can get a Thunderhead, but you have to, like, make sure your opponent can't build Tatsus before any of that is good, because, like, Plexo, right, is just going to get demolished by Tatsus. And Thunderhead's value will be mediocre because the opponent can actually freeze it to get around it all. By the time you have a Thunderhead, they'll have 3 Tatsus, right? So, still, nullifying the freeze from 3 Tatsus is not nothing, but it's just like you have to invest a ton to get this. And by the time you do, I think it'll be sort of a moot point to the Tatsu player. It would be better to just like build some green stuff, right? If you were fighting against Tatsu and you had 5 green, it means you should have built ISOs and Gauss cannons on previous turns, right? So fine, but like a moderate econ thing with Xenos and Gauss cannons would be my guess, and that should do pretty well against Tatsus. The Xenos, the Urban Sentries sort of counter the freeze threat, and because they get value while they're being frozen, they can defend and attack. And they have a moderate amount of health. It's like kind of hard for Tatsus to, you know, get through your attackers that way. And like then there's ISOs and Gauss cannons in the back. So that would be my plan. I don't know exactly how you do it, but it feels like just drone, and then you have what, $12? So you drone, blast forge, conduit. Seems pretty reasonable. If your opponent is making signs of going for a Tatsu rush, you don't even get the blast forge. You just get like 2 or 3 conduits or something. 2, I guess. And spam Gauss cannons. That's like an easy way to beat a Tatsu rush, is just like build only Gauss cannons and you win. Which is why I didn't want to commit to it too soon. Although there really is no way for player 2 to commit to get Tatsus right away. You don't want to build an Animus this turn because you need all your drones to get up to 12. I feel like me doing this should be pretty spooky to him, and he should be worried about Tatsus. Or about something, right? There's so much green stuff in the set, and I'm saying I don't want any of it. What could I possibly want? It must be Tatsus, right? And like realize, you know, maybe 18 drones into walls is not going to be the way to go this game. The first interesting turn on, like, in the actual play was here, where I killed the Sentinel. I don't think it was necessarily best, but it was fine. It was a way to keep things under control. Right? I felt like I would surely win the long game. I could only lose if I somehow made some slip-up that lets him breach and get to a Tatsu or two. And so killing a Sentinel instead of drones is, like, pretty awful value, I think, but it kept my life simple. So I think that was alright. And then I finally got the last Tatsu. Did we finish the ticket? We did, right? We get some numbers? Hey, I've seen this bug before. We didn't finish the ticket, though. It, like, just doesn't render the ticket, or the ticket is rendered under the glow instead of over it or something, and so it looks, like, bizarre. Okay. Well, I guess, wait, didn't this button used to be green? I guess not. Huh. Wait, oh no, this is wrong too. Okay, there's just a bunch of things that are not rendering anymore. So I guess I'm gonna have to restart Prismata, which is as good an excuse as any to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.